Hey y'all, this is Carol Norby here at my Stampin' Carol Lots of Crafty Goodness page. I have been busy. I've been watching Shark Week, mostly because I have two great grandsons that absolutely love sharks. So I'm getting into the swing of things. Aren't these just cute? I got these at the scrapbook retreat I went to last month. So I am making a card today. It's called a triple cube pop-up card. Now I showed this on my website and Facebook page. Oh golly, was it Monday or Tuesday? Monday? I think it was Monday. And I found a way to make it go from having to use 12-inch paper to a standard 8.5 by 11-inch paper. Took a little finagling, but not much. It was, you know, when you've done this for so long, some of these things actually start coming easy. So I'm going to flip the phone over and we'll get started. Here we go. Okay, there we are. Oh, yep, see, Shark Week. Ta-da! I bought these little things a year ago. Let's see, last December at a candy place in Tucson Mall. So anyway, we'll get started. So I'll show you the one I originally made. Here it is closed, and then it pops open. So that's what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show it to you using smaller paper. So anyway, so I will get started in a moment, but then I needed to show you this one. Oh my gosh, this is my sample. Isn't that just too cool? Too cool. I did a few changes, but I figured out how to use just standard paper on here. That was fun. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. Okay, so this is what we start with. You have to cut 3 strips, one at 5 by 10.5 and 2 at 2.5 by 10.5. So here's my 5 strips. All this will be on my website tomorrow. I have lots of pictures. So here's my pieces. Can you see? They're all scored. There's the 2.5, the 5, the 7.5, and the 10.5. Now on all of these, on this end piece, the 1/2 inch, you need to trim. So I'm hoping I'm staying within your field of view here. So there's one. I have to be careful because to my left is the support for my phone. I have whooped it plenty of times, as you've seen it look like I was having my own personal earthquake. So I'll get these out of the way. So there's my pieces. So, and these measurements will be on my website. Actually, they are. I have it almost ready to go. Now, when you scored here, you fold away from your score. Fold away from your score. And if you have a crease tool, it's really handy because it helps a lot. So you crease these. Get a good crease. And you're going to do it to all 3. So there's one. This video is going to be a little long because there's a lot involved here. So please hang tight. I'm going to try to give you, I did a bunch of stuff ahead of time, so, but some of this I just couldn't. Just no way. So there's my score. So I'm going to there. Okay. So, it's a warm one today. I thought we were going to get rain last night. We had wind. We had extreme clouds. We had thunder. We had lightning. And we got just a sprinkle. Okay, so there's my piece. So on this flap here, you want to put your adhesive. I would suggest either a really good liquid glue or a white tape or a red liner tape. So I have my white liner tape. You know, red liner was really, really popular years and years ago. So, and I probably still have some. So I'm going to put that on here. Let's see, where's my scissors? Cut that. Get it pressed down good. Gotta take that off. I'm going to put another row. And I do have pictures of this card in each stage for tomorrow. I just could not really give some of the cool tips that I learned making this card. So now you're going to lay this piece down like this, and you're going to fold this right up to it. There you go. So there's your first cube. You're going to do that to all three. And I have to do it because this is not something I could do in advance and show you. So I'm doing it here. So this is the white liner tape from Fun Stamper's Journey. I love it. It's right up there with score tape. It really is. It's really good tape. Now I have a couple of their Easy Glide tape runners. I've never been happy with any tape runner I've used. Theirs is fair, but I tell you what, I use my ATG gun. And I get some great discounts from a company called the Tape Jungle. They've been really good. I keep getting coupons, but I buy so much at a time that I can get a whole year's worth. Okay, there's the second. There's a cube. Yep. Can you see this okay? I'll bring this down a little bit more. Here we go. Maybe that's a little better. Okay. So, I see I got an angle cut. This will work just perfect right about here. Okay. I did manage to get on my treadmill this morning. Did my mile. Yesterday I had an annual physical that I have to do. And it was so hot. We really need some rain. We're setting records for the heat. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Pull this one. So this video will be transferred over to YouTube shortly. There we go. You just want to make sure that all your seams are good. It's nice and flat. Everything works good. There we go. Okay, part 2. Here's my box. And let's see, there's my seam. So I want the seam at the back. These are going to adhere. Here's my seam right here. Can you see that? There's the seam. That's going to be adhered right there. Here's my other box. Here's the seam. Seam down toward the bottom back. Just like that. Now here I used glue because I want it to work really good. So what I did to glue, I just pushed this down. That's the spot you want to put your glue. These are just little things I learned. This is the third card I've made now. The first one, the big one, I didn't do quite right. So what I'm going to do now, I've got this up here. This is the side it's going to go on. I'm going to flatten that, flatten this, and I know it's going to go right here. So you're going to glue that on. Going to make it nice and even. I can see my card it's off just a hint, but I don't think it's going to make that much difference. I'm going to hold that down. I want it good and snug. What I should do really, you really need to give your glue a little bit of time to set up, but we'll get that there. So anyway, there we go. So now I'm going to glue this other one. This one's going to go here. There's my seam right back there. I'm going to push this down and put my glue right there. Okay, so I know it's going to go right there. I'm going to flatten that, flatten this. It's going to go right snug up against there. Right like that. Okay, so that was one trip. So you can see now that they are side by side. Got a little bit of glue right there. Okay, try to make sure that's down. Put the lid on my glue before I have any trouble. Okay, so there's that. So there's your base for your card. Now this is, when it's folded up, it's 5 by 5, so of course a bigger envelope. But now is the fun decorating it. And I've seen so many on Pinterest. Just cool. So I cut 2 pieces of red. This is going to go inside the back. This is 2 3/8. Is that right? 2 3/8. 1, 2, yep. Yeah. 2 3/8 across by 4 7/8 long. And here I'm just going to use my ATG. So I'm just going to add my tape, because this basically just gives it a little bit of support. Plus, when you're looking at the card, you know, you don't want to look at the inside. So I'm going to lay this down and put this inside. Get it right where I want it. Now when you're adhering these can get a little tricky. Got that side where I want it. Stuck before I was ready. I want it to, there we go. I'm a little off, but, and this goes over the top of the seam right there, so it hides your seam. So then you're going to do the same to this other back side. So I'll just stick this on here. I really like this card. This is going to be a Christmas card. I have a stepdaughter that always wonders, what kind of card am I going to send her? Because she says I've sent her some that she can't believe I can outdo. So there's my 2 cards, right, 2 backs right there. Now the fronts. So I took, these are all candy apple papers. So I took some old 6x6 paper that I had and made sections. Oh, I didn't get enough of these. I needed 2 more of these. I'll have to get them. Oh, that was nice. I was thinking about that yesterday too. So I'm going to cut those real quick because I need them. I thought I had done this. Oh, you never know. Okay, so I'm going to get out my Fiskars and trim it. These back pieces are 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So you need that. But you can do any size. When I made my first one, I went down a whole 1/4 inch less because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I was wanting to practice, and it turned out just so nice. That one with the balloons, so it was fun. It was fun. So okay, those are cut. So here we go. I'm going to want these up on the top. These are going to go on the front sides. So I'll start applying them. And this is, it actually takes longer to decorate this card than it did to make that base. I was so surprised how fast that base came together. So get those. I'm going to slide that down. Then I can get this in here, right where I want it. I need a little more over. I didn't get it. There we go. So if you make one of these, I would love to hear about it. I really would. Okay, my other top. And again, go to Pinterest. Just, you can do a search for fun fold cards. These are all over the place. I've seen them done with lots and lots of die cuts. I'm using die cuts on this one today. So there's that one. Okay, so now I'll start doing the fronts. So, would you know it, someone's trying to call me. So you're going to be hearing some buzzing or something here. Something's going on. Better not be my husband. He knows I'm doing, he's supposed to know I'm doing this. Okay, there's one. And I am going as fast as I can because I don't want to lose your interest or attention. So I'm going to have to try these with lots of different colors. I have so much old paper that Fun Stamper's Journey and Spellbinders had that's retired. I've been trying to use it up in classes. Some of it I can't use because I don't have enough to use in a class. And then wouldn't you know it, they came out with some new paper, 6x6. I had to order 2 pads because I will be using it in a class. Okay, where's my other one? There it is. And I have to tell you, putting these layers on, this is the easy part of putting the layers on. After this, it starts getting a little bit more complicated. So I'll get this here. Try to match everything up. There we go. So there's that. So now I want to do the inside and the bottom. So here we go. Like I said, this is one of the, it gets a little more tricky when you go inside the card. So I'm going to do the bottom first. So it's, I know you can't really see a lot of this, but just because of the angle of my phone, I can't angle it any better than this. Okay, so now I'm going to do the inside back. So yeah, this gets tricky. So, and when I go to add more, it gets trickier. There we go. So there's that one. Now on my first card, I did line these two on the front inside, but you know, it's not really necessary. It's totally your preference. One thing nice about these two, they do hide the seams. Trying to get the light where I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Do you notice when you pick up a piece of paper, especially a solid, you go to put adhesive on it, you flip it over, like front, back, huh? What? I just noticed I do that. I'm going, it makes no difference because it's the same color both sides. That's funny. Okay, there we go. So there's my base. Now you're wondering, how did I get those going across? And there is a trick to that. I'm going to put my adhesive gun away. So I stamped Spread Christmas Cheer. Most of this is, okay, I'll show you a little bit more. Here's the paper that I used. Holiday Cheer Prints. That was pretty cool. Toss that down. And Spread Christmas Cheer comes from Whimsy Trees. Spread Christmas Cheer. This stamp set is available. If you click on my links, if you're on Facebook, you can click on the Shop Now button up at the top. That takes you right to Spellbinders website. If you're on YouTube, you have to go to my Stampin' Carol site and click on the Spellbinders Fun Stamper's Journey link on the side. I used this small die from Spellbinders. I don't think it's available yet at this point. You'd have to check. This was the small die of the month for March of 2018. It's pretty cool. I liked them. They're really cool. So that's what I'm using so far. And there is a trick to getting this on here. So what I have done, I took 2 strips of this background paper, just like this. This is roughly 2 inches by 3/8. So I got 2, one for each side, and I'm going to fold them, I don't know, right about there. And then I'm going to adhere them. Now the top one's not hard. This one inside can be a booger. So I'm going to get a good crease there. I'm going to add my tape. Back to the score tape or white liner tape. Hi, Denise. So I'm going to stick that right there. Okay, and I'm going to do the same to this other piece. Stick that right there. Somebody's ringing. Now my phone's just telling me I have a phone call. Okay, so there's those 2 pieces. So So the trick to this is I want to come down about half, so I'm going to lay this here. I've got that seam right there, that fold. Make sure it's good. I'm going to take that fold and I'm going to put it right on the fold of the card and adhere that down. Same with the other side, same place. Flips it around. I'm going to put it right up against it. It's a little bit different in size. So there's that piece. So here we have the flaps. This is what I probably should have used, a longer one. Get my fingers out here. Get that right. Good seam, good crease right there. A little loud. I'm going to take my tape across the two of them. Now this is something I could not explain on my website. I could not figure out how to explain it on my website. Okay, so I'm going to pull the tape off. So now I'm going to take my Spread Christmas Cheer. I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. And I want to just pretty much center it side to side, front to top, and press it on. And there it is. Isn't that cool? But now I got to do it on the inside. And you're wondering, how do I do it? It's not easy. So I got a couple of red ones, and let's see, I have a little tree I made. And I don't have a lot of room. This little tree comes from the Whimsy Woods die set from Fun Stamper's Journey. It is available. I enjoy using it. It's fun. So since my inside's red, I've got 2 pieces of red. And I don't want to use a whole lot because I don't have a lot of room to adhere on that tree. So I'm just going to get that in there. About there. Try to match it with the other side. Pretty close. Oh, golly. There is a phone call right there. Well, it says Arizona. It's probably a spam call. I get a lot of those. You have won a Caribbean cruise. I can't get this. They distracted me. I screwed up my tape. Okay, so there's one. If it's important, they'll leave a message. If it's spam, they won't. Usually. Boy, do I get a lot of spam. Oh my gosh. So there we go. So this is, now we're going to get tricky. So I've got to figure out in here. So I'm going to put this down. I want it right about there. So that tells me that I need to lay my strip right in that spot where it'll get the most good. So it's going to come down just a little. So can you see? No, you can't. So anyway, this is so tricky. And I bet this is probably the hardest part of this whole card, is getting this in there. Because your fingers just don't fit. I suppose you could get a tweezer. Okay, there's one side. So I got it in there. I'm going to flip this over so I can see that, see where it's coming out, and put this opposite it. Yeah, this is pretty tricky. I got a little excess tape there. I don't want it to be a problem. Maybe I'll try my my tweezers. Oh my gosh. So I'll go in from the other side, see if that works. This is not easy, I'll tell you. Line it up. I think I'm close enough. Make sure it's down. Let's see. Did I? Well, yes and no. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut a piece of tape that I think will fit. And again, this is not easy, like I said. So I'm going to go across there. Okay, so I didn't quite cut it small enough. Okay, so you can see that it goes clear across. Make sure that goes down. Pull up that layer. Like I said, this is the hard part. There we go. So now, I'll lay that down there and lay that there. Okay. See, now I can't show how to do this on my website, so I am going to have to tell people, if you really want to see this, see the tricks I learned, you do need to go to my website. There we go. So very carefully come over. Make sure I don't catch those. There. How is that? That one bent. So then I die cut a couple more little trees, and I got to figure out where the other one went to. I had it right here. Did it go under my table? No. Yes. I got it wiggled. Went under my glass mat. Okay, so I cut these, all 3 trees I cut out of brushed silver paper. Line this in with, this is, what color is it? Catalina Splash. The back side of this one is electric lime. All the red paper is candy apple. So I'm just going to stick these right here, and I'm going to actually pop these on here. Since I already have to pay extra for postage, why not just make it look really cool? So, and I will have the finished picture of this next Wednesday, because I have blog posts set up all week. Tomorrow will be my polar bear card with directions, step-by-step picture, because except for these fun these little tips that I learned. Got tape under the fingernail. Okay, so we're going to fold these up so I can get these centered. So, right about there. And I'm going to come in with some gems. I have some enamel dots called, I think they're magical candy dots. That's about even right there. So, isn't that looking cool? That is just looking so cool. Add some, I have some red, so I'll add them on. But that is the card. So I hope you try this. It actually isn't that hard. So I'll flip the phone over. Here we go. Hit the right button. And here I am again. How do you like my other hat? I sent one of these to the great-grandsons, and then I had another shark that your head went up the belly. So the head was here and the tail was back here, but I couldn't find anymore. So what good is it if you can't have some fun somewhere? I wore this one to an event at church last year. We put on I don't know if we're doing it this year. We put on a mini carnival on Halloween. We spread the message. We don't recommend spooky costumes, but I wore this hat when I was there last year. I work in registration. And I had a little girl come up and say, "You look like Shark Mommy from the Shark Baby YouTube song." And had to go home and read it, listen to it, and it's like, oh my gosh, that is too funny. But I have to say something. This is really warm. Really, really warm. So anyway, I hope you try this. I hope you try it. It's like I said, it's a lot easier. You got the measurements. They'll all be on my website, stampandcarol.com, tomorrow. But this video will be on YouTube later today. And after I get done with this, you can access it today in about 10 minutes, roughly. So anyway, thanks for coming by. I hope you have a great day. And watch out for those sharks. We don't want Jaws to get you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.